Hey guys, just a quick note before we get into this episode. I found out as we were recording, I was having audio issues, and you hopefully can't hear in the background right now part of why that is happening. It is something I am working on. I edited around it the best I could, and I just wanted to apologize for it because we had been getting better at our audio, and here we are. The technical issues never end, folks. They just never end. So with that, enjoy this episode on the Smiths. Thanks. Odds Deprogram, the podcast where we try to get you into a band. That's right. We've done all the work for you. All you have to do is push play and listen. Hey, man, how about that? And you could say, how soon is now? Hey, yo. We're going to be talking about the Smiths today. Look, Gavin, you put them on the board. And number one, so this show started in 2016. This show is 7 years old. And I gotta admit, it is crazy that 7 years in, we are just now getting to the Smiths. So the Smiths, talk to me about them.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's good to be back with both you guys.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think so. It's 1985. I'm 15 years old. I'm in the Bay Area in California. My friend starts getting the Melody Maker, which is a music paper from England. And they're obsessed with this character, this creature called Morrissey, who's just kind of captured the imagination of the music press. And he's tearing down the school system, and he's quoting poets from the 1800s. And he's a vegetarian. I don't think I knew anyone that was a vegetarian. I definitely didn't know anyone that did that as a stance, like of some kind of, to make some kind of statement against cruelty. And he was gay, but he was celibate by choice. I understood celibacy really well, not by choice, but I had no idea that you would ever choose for any reason to do that. He just looked incredible, and I was just sort of fascinated with him. There's no internet. I couldn't see him in motion. I couldn't see the band on like videos at that point and stuff. And then my friends got Hatful of Hollow as an import because it wasn't released in the States. And these two friends of mine reported back that controllably, that it has like secret chords and like an embedded sadness to it. And so that was the rumor that went through the very few kind of like new wave kids at my school. And then I remember seeing this other new waver in town that I didn't know, and he made a beeline to me because I was wearing like a black turtleneck and pearls or something ridiculous. And he said, pardon me, which is always a good opening, you know. And he said, like, are you at all familiar with the Smiths? And so it was like already this secret telegraph that was somehow like reaching select kids who were too smart for their own good, or had too many answers in class, or thought they were too smart, or whatever. And they just really
boom. All right. Well, I don't know where it dropped you off, but we're gonna swing over to Adam. What made you decide that you wanted to jump in on the Smiths?
Well, a little bit like Gavin, they were a bit of a formative band for me. Although, actually, when I got into them, they'd already broken up.
Oh,
But so early 90s, or late 80s, early 90s, when I was sort of 18, 19, 20, through that time. It was the soundtrack with to my group of friends, along with a few other bands like Pixies and the Femmes and a few others. But there was the Smiths was always playing. We were a bunch of sad bastards, I think. Uh, but so there's so many memories that are attached to the Smith songs and Morrissey songs as well for me, through that time. But also, I think like I was thinking, Justin, that, you do one of these every week, covered so many different bands. There's not too many bands I think that have as much of an influence over alternative and indie music than the Smiths. They cast a really long shadow, and you can hear the influences through Johnny Marr's guitar riff influences, but also Morrissey's lyrics and the satire and the cynical aspects of it. I do seem to like cynical and satirical
That's true.
artists. There seems to be a theme. So, and I think these guys are the masters of that. So I think I'm so excited, but also feel like I think I said to you before, Justin, that I think the Smiths is a very emotive band. Everyone's got their points of view and of what the best songs are. So it would be very interesting when we get into it, where we will sit. But I think that they're one thing I would say too. I do remember reading, I think it was in NME, one of the English, and you can sort of see that level of influence, particularly given that they had two incredibly talented songwriters as well. So yeah.
So for me, I'm limited in my Smiths knowledge to, at least going in, one song. And
One song.
yeah, one song that I knew of for sure. I was like, there's the one, and of course it's How Soon Is Now. That's the one I knew was the Smiths. But I knew of the Smiths. I knew of Morrissey. I knew, like, their music was the stranger here for me. You know what I mean? It was just something I never took the dive. But as I'm listening, I'm realizing, oh, there's at least at minimum 3 other songs that's like, oh, duh, of course that's the Smiths.
Yeah.
As you're listening, you kind of get it. It strangely enough, I knew it was going to be sad, but I didn't know it was going to be as sad as it ended up being. Like, I mean, like it didn't drag me into the depths, but like it definitely it put me in those places of like, oh man, like, oh man, like, kind of how the Smashing Pumpkins Adore used to be for me. Like when I would listen to Adore,
Okay.
it used to, bring me down. Now I'm at a point where Adore brings me up, but yeah, like there's definitely some sadness here, and we'll so my next thing I was going to say might as well swing right into the next level of the conversation. Gavin, we couldn't, you actually put a list together for me, and said, this is what we should do. So talk to me about like why you chose what you chose, and then walk me through how you put your 20 together for this.
Man, well, I think it was pretty easy to put the list together of what we should consider, because it was really, I mean, I think it was just our whole catalog. I don't think I left anything out. And then this was terrible putting a list together. It was my worst one so far, like the hardest one for sure. And even being conservative, I had 34 on my first pass, and they were like 34 songs that I did not want to cut, and so I had to cut basically like my darlings, in half.
Yeah.
And so it was pretty brutal, and yeah, like I've never really, when I've been on the show, I've not been like a spoiler. Like I don't try to be too obscure or whatever. Like a lot of the times I pick a lot of singles and stuff. But this time I didn't pick a lot of the songs that are the big singles and the songs that a lot of fans love and stuff. I just kind of followed my heart. And so I have a lot of deep cuts and stuff. And so I could kind of screw this up, but we'll see.
Deep cuts is apt. Just those two words, very
Yeah,
apt
that's right.
for this band. So, Adam, I mean, I know it was hard, but like, talk to me. Like, how did you go about it? Did you have any plans, or did you just make the hurt?
Well, look, probably a little bit like Gavin. The first list, I had 38, and even in that, I was letting go stuff that I didn't want to. Then I sat on. I did get down into the sort of mid-20s and sort of sat there, but I giving away too much. I probably have left a couple of favourites out as well. So it'll be interesting to see if we align with the ones we left out. But I also so we've covered the 4 studio albums and 2 compilations.
That's right.
And there's one. There's probably, if we think of that as 6 albums, there's two of them for me that are in my top 4 albums probably ever. So they're right up there for me, right? Great. So I really struggled with those to not just have them dominate the whole list. And there's one album actually that I probably hadn't given the time of day to as much as I coming in, and I'll refer to it as we go through, but which I now absolutely love. So there was a couple of dark horses that came through that maybe before I started binge listening, I might not have necessarily had. I did try and spread it out though to give someone a new listener, because their sound does change through. And it is a bit depressing at times, Justin, but I would counter that and say there's so much humor in the Smiths songs as well.
That's true too.
They're bloody funny.
Yeah,
they really are. So it kind of balances it out most of the time. But anyway, that's how I went about it.
So for me, I immediately hated you guys because, like, as I'm listening to the first couple songs, I'm like, okay, like, I already get what's going on here. I'm not gonna like this. I think the number 37 is sticking out at me. So I think I had 37 on my first pass, and much like you guys, like, there's a lot of cuts that I was just making just because I was like, I don't want this to be harder than it's already gonna be. So like as I'm going through, like the last, the last 17 is just like, they all could have fit in what I was trying to display the Smiths as. Like, all of it could have worked. And I'm just like, I don't know. I wish I would have asked the audience earlier. I ended up not doing it till today, but I did see that some people answered with some of the songs that I said. So I was like, okay, or that I have. So I was like, okay, like maybe I'm not too far off. But this could end up being brutal on a second level, because we could be, there could be a lot of 1s and 2s. And at this point, I wanted to say that Curtis was supposed to be on the show, and he bowed out because we had a scheduling issue and he's on vacation. And then he immediately said, you know what, like, as it was, this was brutal, and I'm actually kind of happy to get out of it. So, it is what it is. Now, based on everything we've said and how brutal this has kind of been, Gavin, what do you think for the final say? Like, what do you think? How many do you think we'll get through unanimously?
Yeah, so normally I go really high because I like being an optimist. I think that the catalog's so broad, and I think we're going to be all over the map. Although I'm pretty sure that Adam and I probably will have a bunch off the same record if I'm figuring this out right. But I'm going to say 4.
Okay, that's a solid number. Adam, what are you thinking?
Before we started this, I was actually going to go for a high number, but then Gavin, you've scared me. To be honest, I think I'm going to play it. I still think there's enough there's probably enough that we should actually align on a fair few still, I think. So I'm going to go 5.
5. Okay, yeah, that's about right. So that always leaves me the question: do I undercut or overcut? I never know which to do. My inclination is to actually go over in hopes that, because I will say the one positive about Curtis dropping out is now it's only 3 of us. With 4, I think I'm undercutting at this point. I think, 3, maybe possibly even 2. I'm going to go 6. I'm going to go positive. 3 feels too low. So 6 feels like it might be too high, but my choices are limited, folks. All right, so we're going to take a quick pause, and when we come back, we're going to play the game. It's Deprogrammed. And with that, the name of the game is Deprogrammed. The 3 of us have come through the Smiths discography and plucked out 20 songs that we're now going to mash together in an attempt to create a top 10 starter kit for you, in case you have never given the Smiths the time of day. And I'm taking a risk here because Gavin already said big singles are out. I mean, but it was the song I knew going in. And, I always kind of loved the song anyway, but hearing it in the context and understanding what the band is. And look, man, the line, I'm human and I need to be loved, just hits. That line in and of itself screams the Smiths to me. How soon is now?
I did not take How Soon Is Now.
I had a feeling.
Justin, I haven't either.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
I love it. I mean, that song was a huge part of my life. I feel like I'm doing that thing, Justin, where it's like people are going to find that song or know that song. I think that's how I'm erring because there were so many songs. Yeah, dude.
Understandable.
It was in the mid. It was in my. It was probably 24 or 25 for me. I do love it, but there's just other songs I love more. But it is a. Yeah, I didn't think it would get knocked out though. I thought it'd be safe by you guys.
Yeah.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah, I'm shocked that it's a 1. That's my shock. Like,
How Soon Is Now in the trash.
I know, right off the bat too.
Coming at you.
That's
wow.
Woo. All right.
Far out. I think we've just started a riot in London, I reckon.
A riot in Manchester.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Gavin, where do you want to go?
Well, I think so. Adam, there's 16 songs on Hatful of Hollow, and on my first pass, I had 13 of them. And so I had to get it down, but I better start knocking some of those out. So first track on Hatful of Hollow.
William?
Really nothing?
All right, so you guys got it. I don't.
Okay.
That's a 2. William, it was really nothing. For the record, that was one of the answers we got was William, it was really nothing.
Cool.
So,
cool.
All right. Adam?
It is a bit of a fan fave, I reckon, that one.
Oh, really?
Okay. So I'm going to go a big single and just say, because surely you've got a couple of them, Gavin. And it was probably the first song that I heard that I went, wow, I need to know more about the Smiths. And it's This Charming Man.
Yeah, I could not throw that out.
All right. It's in. I got it.
Nice.
All right.
Can I just say something quickly about that song?
Please.
So I was reading, because I've always been amazed by the guitar. I think this is one of Johnny Marr's. This is why he's seen as one of the most brilliant guitarists of all time. And I was reading that it includes a backwards 12-string coated reverb, and he dropped the knife on the strings to punctuate the chorus of that song. So it's got such a unique sound, and I think it's still timeless. It's one of those songs that I personally don't ever get sick of listening to.
Ever. It's incredible, and it also is the song where Morrissey showed you that sticking, giant bouquets of gladiolas in your back pocket is a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, we got one. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. This is one of the ones that stood out to me because the Deftones covered it actually, and I had never heard the original before, and so when it came up, I was like, "Oh, wait a second, this is that song," and then this is also one of the answers that we got on the when I asked the audience, please, please, please let me get what I want.
Absolutely.
Yes, you can have what you want.
Yes.
Of
Of all the ones, I did not expect that to be a unanimous, but nice.
Oh yeah, that's a great song.
And you know what's great about this is the last time the three of us were together, we had a Pretty in Pink soundtrack song, and we now got another one. So we're collecting the set.
Yeah, and isn't that, Adam? There's that song. There's that story that Johnny Marr tells about when he goes down, and I think Seymour Stein pays for him to buy a guitar in New York, and he goes back to his hotel and sits down on the bed. They've just been signed by Sire in the U.S., and he writes like 3 songs on the bed in like a half an hour, and it's like I can never remember, but it's like I think that's one of them. And then,
is it?
Yeah, it's like 3 of like the most incredible songs ever written. You know what I mean? He just bangs them out.
Yeah.
He's a kid, in New York for the first time. Great story.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
All right, we got one. We got another one, I should say. Like I said, I didn't expect that one to be unanimous, and I also wanted to say, because you guys have both brought up Hatful of Hollow, and now I've played 2 from it. In the order that we had it, Hatful of Hollow was last, or it was like not last, it was like towards the end. And like I assumed that's where I always feel like, a band is going to start slowing down. And oh my God, I loved Hatful of Hollow so much that you already mentioned, I probably was somewhere in the same boat, Gavin. I had so much from Hatful of Hollow. I was like, well, this didn't go the way I thought it was gonna. So
yeah, I want to say something really quick about that record. I don't know if this is gonna make sense, Adam. I'm like looking at you on this. So like for me, like in the beginning, the Smiths just were like please, please, please let me get what I want. It's just a pure expression of who that band was. They were just like they were their own fully formed supernatural identity. And I feel like through you get through Meet His Murder, and then The Boy with the Thorn in His Side in September '85. And to me, that's the cutoff where they achieve consciousness of what they are and what they're supposed to be, which is not necessarily a good thing. And everything after that, and I would include The Queen is Dead, they have this understanding of how witty and funny and sad they're supposed to be. Everything takes a step down for me at that point. And in real time, in the 80s, I stopped listening to them after that. Now, of course, I go back and like you were alluding to, having a kind of discovering one of the records, which I'm pretty sure I can guess what it is. I've had that same experience. Like I love all of it now, but there is a cutoff where they are something pure, and then they are something with an understanding of what their strengths are, and it's just a different ballgame for me, that line.
Yeah, can sort of maybe like a sort of like slight lost innocence. They kind of knew what they were doing in terms of is that what you mean? Like the formula of the Smiths a little bit became a little bit more But I mean, I feel like on some of that stuff they just started to really land it though.
They did.
Yeah,
They did, and I've evaluated, and I'm really impressed by a lot of that later stuff. But I do still think that line exists.
Okay.
All right, Gavin, you're up.
Oh, okay. Well, let's go to Meat is Murder, which came out when I was in high school. All my friends bought it. Do you guys have that joke isn't funny anymore?
Yes.
Okay. No. That was one of the ones I was mulling around towards the end. That joke isn't funny anymore is a 2. And this is going pretty much how I assumed I was going to be the odd man out. That's all right. All right. Adam?
Okay, I'm gonna maybe slightly put myself out there. I don't know how this song will go, but it is my favorite song.
Uh-oh.
It probably wasn't back when I first listened. There's been plenty of favorites over the years, but this is the one that if I ever have it on, I just sort of stop in my tracks a bit, and it's such an epic song. It's often thought of as their saddest song, which I don't know why I have such a thing for the sad songs, but it's off The Queen is Dead, and it's called I Know It's Over.
Yes.
Okay, no, but that's another one that we got as an answer from
Oh
the
yeah.
audience.
It's
Adam,
just so epic.
So great.
I mean, and the lyrics I think this is Morrissey at his peak in terms of lyric writing. Like it's just
agreed.
So and it's got the epicness. Yeah.
So good.
All right. Well, we're doing fine here though, fellas. We got 2 in and 3 into the combo and plenty of gameplay left. So, sometimes one of the things I kept finding is you would look at a song title and you'd be like, okay, that screams Smiths. If the song matches and sounds then I'm going to take it. And this is one of those. God damn it! Where did it go? I thought it was. Yep, duh. It's near the top, which is why I was reading it. Heaven knows I'm miserable now.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hey,
absolutely.
There we go.
Yeah. Absolute classic.
Yeah. That could be, in the encyclopedia entry next to the Smiths, right?
Yes. That was the feeling I
got.
So,
sorry, Justin.
No, I was done. What were you saying?
Oh, I was going to say, when I was planning for this, I was talking to my family about I'm doing the Smiths, and one of my daughters said, "Oh, Dad, are you going to do that one where he's looking for a job, and he's really unhappy?" Because she's always thought it's a funny song, because he's so miserable. And, I mean, it's just where it's such a miserable song, but you can start to see Morrissey's, the heavy sense of wit and satire coming through on it. It's pretty epic, I think.
Why do I give valuable time to people that I'd much rather kick in the eye?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's a great story. It's really cute.
All right. Gavin?
I'll stay on Half Full of Hollow and go with possibly my favorite song by the Smiths. Do you guys have Reeling Around the Fountain?
No.
I don't, but I actually had to do a straw poll on it with friends because I had Reel Around the Fountain or Please Let Me Get What I Want. I thought I'd only have one spot for.
Yeah.
And so no, unfortunately, but I do love it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. There we go. Sorry, I'm on a new machine, and I'm still working out the kinks with it. So
Do you have it, Justin?
I do not. So it goes into the trash. Unfortunately.
Trash.
Wow, what a
that-
great song to go in the trash. Gee.
So
Yeah.
does that mean this isn't coming to you guys? You guys can't hear this?
We can hear you.
I can hear you.
Can you hear the music?
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a setting wrong. I'll figure it out. Well, the listeners hopefully can hear it. All right. So let's see. That was Gavin. Adam, it's your turn.
Okay, I might go to the record that sort of surprised me through this, and that is the last record. So, Strange Ways, Here We Come, which I hadn't listened to as much, and it's just so I'm going to pick "Death of a Disco Dancer."
Oh, nope.
Yes.
Okay. All right. It's got a 2.
That song is epic.
Yeah, it really has grown on me to the point of being one of my favorites now.
Yeah. I think that's right. I think that song is a flash of genius at the end of their life, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and I was reading about because I was intrigued by the meaning behind it, and apparently it was a bit of a protest song about the AIDS pandemic and the fact that people kind of didn't really care. The feeling of the fact that it was such a devastating and remains to be a devastating pandemic that a lot of the community didn't care about. So the cutting line, if you think peace is a common goal, that goes to show how little you know. It's just so cutting.
Yeah, it's great.
Again, this is going exactly how I thought. You guys are pretty well in line with each other, and I am the odd man out. So since I'm the odd man out, when October comes, I might have a unhappy birthday. Hey yo.
I don't have it, but that's a great song.
It is a good song. I don't have it either.
Yeah, see, this is what I've done. I've put myself in the pit. Maybe I shouldn't bother playing the song, especially the miss. Yeah, you know what? I'll just do it for if we need it. All right, Gavin.
I mean, these are all great songs, you know? It's like, I mean, some
Yeah.
are obviously better than others, right? But I mean, this band is pretty unimpeachable. I mean, they had a pretty stellar run. Where am I going? Okay, so let's go. I'm gonna pick. This would have been on. What did we do? We did Louder Than Bombs as a comp,
Yeah.
right? Of
Yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, I get it mixed up with the British comp of singles, which I'm not forgetting the name of.
Yeah.
But anyway, do you guys have Unlovable?
I sure do.
No, I don't. It was in my first cut. It got towards the back for me, but yeah.
That's a 2. For once, I'm not the odd man out.
You're in there.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I did something right, guys.
It's The World Won't Listen is the British comp, right? And then Louder Than Bombs is the American, or I don't know what happened in Australia, but that was the American comp.
All right.
Anyway.
Adam?
Okay, I'll stay on Louder Than Bombs and go with Half a Person.
Yes.
No. It was brief.
B-side to Shoplifters.
It's such a sad song.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It was brief that I was in line, and but just like that, we're almost out of NTP. I keep skipping this one because this was one of the other songs that I knew as it came up. Panic.
I don't have.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Whew.
I do.
All right.
Don't panic, I've got it.
Ah,
Officially out of NTP, just like that. All right,
It's a
Gavin.
great song, Justin.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
and again, much like How Soon Is Now, like I would say that Panic kind of vaulted over How Soon Is Now. I think maybe I was playing the game a little too hard with How Soon Is Now, but um, I recall hearing Panic several times, obviously because I was aware of it, but it never really clicking with me. I don't know what it was about this go around, but I was like, oh man, this just works for me. So, all right, Gavin.
I'm gonna go back to Hatful of Hollow. Did you guys have Back to the Old House?
I do.
I don't. Well, I'm the odd one out at the moment.
Yeah, Justin, that's a sad, slow song you picked, my friend.
Yes,
Nice work.
that
Great
was
song.
part of it.
Yeah.
I was like, which sad slow song do I pick?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, Adam.
Okay, I'll stay on Hatful of Hollow. And definitely one of my faves, particularly when I was in my early 20s. Still Ill.
Yes.
No. And
So I do know, and I was going to say this before, Gavin, but I didn't want to ruin the surprise of that song. But that I did read that Johnny Marr wrote "Still Ill," the music to "Still Ill" and "This Charming Man" on the same day. So I'm wondering if that's the
I
same
think that's
with
it.
"Please let me get what I want" as well.
Yeah.
To your point
I think
earlier,
that's right. Isn't that crazy?
that's not a bad day.
yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I always say that I want to get, a tattoo that says "Still Ill," and my long time girlfriend's always like, "I am breaking up with you if you get "Still Ill" tattooed on you." So haven't got it
Why don't
yet.
you get this? Why don't you get the whole lyric? I decree today that life is simply taking and not giving. England is mine and it owes me a living. Ask
That
me
is a
why and
good. I'm gonna
ask
bring
me why
that
and I'll
to
spit in
her.
your eye.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good suggestion. Maybe you can help me with that conversation.
yeah. Let's do it.
Uh,
It's awesome. Yeah.
so let's see. Still ill was Adam, so we're back around to me. Hmm. I'm doing okay here. So let me trot this one out. Let me take a swing here. I want the one I can't have.
Oh,
It was on my first pass, but not. I didn't make it through. But it's awesome.
All right.
It's
I
a good
don't have.
choice, Justin. But I don't
Yeah.
have it.
I want the one I
Driving me
can't
mad.
have. So please, please, please let me get what I want.
Yeah.
All right, Gavin.
There's just theme, isn't there?
Yeah, Gavin, you're up.
Okay, so I want to give like this. Can I give this little like I don't know? I want to talk about
It's
kind
your
of
world,
what
friend.
they meant to me for a
Yeah,
second, really quick,
totally.
about because it references the song. So I felt like when I was a kid that Morrissey was really saying like, "Hey," he was saying like, "Hey, I see you, like kid, I see you. I know your town hates you. I know your school hates you. I know you hate yourself, and that just means that you're a person of great character, or you will be one day. You should read books that you don't understand and buy flowers and go to the cemetery." And those were all incredible pieces of advice then and now. Like today, he was right about everything. He told me like, don't be ashamed that you're smart. Lean into your wrongness and your weirdness, your wrong clothes and your wrong hair. Like the people around you are cruel and you're better than them. And you just gotta wait and see. And it's gonna work out. And I felt like no one saw me, none of the adults in my life that could have recognized a sensitivity or whatever in me. And I'll just love him forever for that. And in this song, when he says, "Oh, you're all grown up now and you're so clever now, but don't forget the songs that saved your life and the ones that made you cry." And like, I will not, I don't forget that. And so that's from the song Rubber Ring, which is a B-side. Do you guys have a Rubber Ring? It's on Louder Than Bombs.
I feel bad after all that to say no.
Well, I don't have it either, and I actually thought you were going for a different song at one point
It
there.
could be any of their songs, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sorry,
but
friend.
it's an awesome song. Yeah,
All right.
me too.
Adam?
I'm going to go to the song that I thought you were talking about.
Yeah.
And that is a song that I think really speaks to everything you said, Gavin, and that's Cemetery Gates from The Queen
Yeah.
is Dead.
That's a great song. Did I get Symmetry Gate? I did. Yeah, I have it.
All right. 2. This conversation is going to be brutal.
Yeah.
We got.
And can I just add to what you said? I struggle, and I don't know if this is something we talk about a bit later, but and how aware you guys are of Morrissey's recent statements, nationalist kind of statements, and quite racist statements at times that I find so difficult to reconcile with the lyrics that he wrote through the Smiths. And because I agree with you, I feel like the songs were about being inclusive and
Yeah.
respecting everybody's views and opinions. And now the modern day Morrissey seems to have lost some of that. It feels.
Yeah, he was always
Yeah.
about championing the underdog, and the person that's marginalized or cast aside, That's what he meant to me.
That's what he meant to me as well. But some of his views now seem to be a bit different to that. But anyway, yeah.
There's always a art from artist conversation to be had. So I think maybe we can dive into that a little bit more on after the fact, folks. If you want to hear after the fact, patreon.com/oh hi Justin. There you go. $1 a month. It goes there immediately after we record it, and we record it immediately when we're done with this. Let's see. I still have a good 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Jeez. Do I really have 11 left? You guys have considerably less than that, but
I have 6.
Yeah. So a lot of these are going to go in the dumpster.
I've got 10. I think I've got.
Oh, I have 8.
Left.
Okay. All right. So
I've got 10 left.
Okay. Well, maybe I was wrong then. This kind of goes in line.
You've actually done. I think you've hit more than you're saying, Justin.
Yeah. I've got
doing great.
I've got a lot of 3s and 2s. So, how about I go? Stop me if you think you've heard this one.
I don't have it.
I do. I love that song. Absolutely love it. Yeah.
All right. It does make me feel good when I'm not like completely in the ocean on an episode like this where people are going to be yelling at me no matter what, probably. So, all right, Gavin?
Yeah, we're in dangerous waters with the Smiths. I mean, Smiths fans, you can't, you're not going to please them.
No.
I'm gonna go to the first album. A lot of the stuff, Adam, right off the first album, we took the versions off Hatfill of Hollow.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We prefer the BBC, the Peel sessions and stuff. But one song on the first album that didn't make a Peel session is called "The Hand That Rocks the Cradle." It's such an incredible early song from the Smiths.
Damn it. That was definitely a late cut.
Yeah, for me as well, unfortunately. It was in my first pass, but didn't get through.
All right. Adam?
Okay. All right. There's a few big ones out there that I think it's time to talk about. And, this song is almost so depressing. It's actually comes through the other side and has I feel like it has a lot of hope about it, and it's actually a positive song ultimately. And that is "There Is a Light That Never Goes Out." from The Queen is Dead.
I got that.
I do not, and I knew that was going to be a problem.
Wow.
Yeah. It's one of the big
Do-
ones, like Panic. I love it. I mean, I didn't love it initially, but I really love it now. But yeah, it couldn't make the final cut.
Sometimes it be that way.
But I like what you said, Adam. It's right. It's so sad. It becomes funny and hopeful. It's a pretty incredible
It,
song. How
it,
he
it
makes
is. And
yeah.
yeah, I mean, ultimately, it's about the fact that, look, there's always hope. There's actually a song about hope, ultimately, I think. But it's a very cleverly written. Again, it's that way of Morrissey's lyrics.
And what I was saying about he's reaching out, saying like, yeah, you're just like, come pick me up. I'm a team. I have no agency of my own. Come pick me up. Put me in your car. I'll fucking go anywhere. I don't
Yeah.
care. Just drive me around.
Yeah.
I keep looking at this one, so I might as well put this one out here. Miserable Lie.
No.
No.
I should have let it sit a little bit longer, huh? I should have kept that in the dump out.
No, it's
all right. Gavin?
But I like that you went off the first album. That's cool. Another song when I was a kid where the lyrics just really, I'd never heard anything like it. Do you guys have off of a Hatful of Hollow? Do you guys have These Things Take Time?
no, I don't. Just
man, I thought I did.
I love it, but I could have that whole compilation could have gone through. Really. Yeah.
I don't. I thought I did, but I don't.
When he says the alcoholic afternoons where we sat in your room, they meant more to me than any living thing on earth. They had more worth. So good.
Oh.
All right, Adam.
Yeah, I think I might have made a mistake there. Because that is. So I'll stay there. I think this might be my last one on Hatful of Hollow. And let me get my hands on your memory glands. handsome devil.
I don't have it, but I love it.
No, unfortunately, I don't have it either.
Okay, I just think this is one where I put a note down saying, look, certainly not. The Smiths are not a punk band or by any stretch, but this song does not let up. It just is fast and furious, and it's one of Johnny Marr's signature moments, in my opinion. It's just amazing. He's just owns it at this point in the Smiths. I feel like, to your point before, Gavin, towards the end of the Smiths, I feel like they became more of a Morrissey band, and I don't know what was happening with them. But maybe Johnny Marr sort of, he's just had less of an impact on Strange Ways Here We Come than in this early stuff where it's just the guitar is everything.
Handsome Devil, there's a bunch of early songs like Handsome Devil where he's flirting with, there's something provocative. You don't really have the full picture, but there may be some older person involved and there's some kind of inappropriate relationship going on, but you're not really sure if the narrator even thinks that's wrong. And like, it's very complicated. He sings about complicated relationships and I appreciate that as an author,
Yeah, it's a bit sinister actually. The lyrics, yeah.
All right. This is another one that I've been kind of passing over and over and over, hoping that one of you guys would throw it out there. So let's find out. Sheila, take a bow.
Oh, I don't have Sheila.
No, I don't either.
Oh, man. All right, so I think we're getting close to the dump out here. It sounds like, but let's do it. Let's finish this round. Gavin.
Let's go to Mita's Murder. One of the greatest songs they've ever written, of course. Do you guys have Nowhere Fast?
No.
I do.
Oh, okay.
Great.
I love it. It's
yeah.
All right.
Because they've got that. We haven't really talked about their that rockabilly kind of sound that dominates that album and through there. And it's probably my favorite of the rockabilly types songs.
Yeah, me too. Yep.
All right, Adam.
All right. I can't believe that no one's brought this song up, so I'm going to do it. Because it is one of the big songs, and I'm pretty sure Gavin's going to say he doesn't have it, but and that's Big Mouth Strikes Again.
I am embarrassed to say I don't have it.
I don't either. I can't save you.
Oh shit! Really?
Crashed.
That is. We're not going to make it out of here alive. So one thing I'd say I've read about this one is Johnny Marr was saying that, because this is where I think this is a Johnny Marr song through and through. It was actually inspired by Jumping Jack Flash, the Rolling Stones. He wanted a song that just doesn't give up, is unrelenting, and just percussive and percussive guitars, and he definitely achieved that with that one.
Yeah, and Morrissey too. They both turned it up to 11 together on that song. So
they really did, didn't they? Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna dump out because, I mean, it can only get worse. I'm gonna start at the top. Pretty Girls Make Graves.
No.
Yep. Barbarism Begins at Home.
No.
All right.
No.
And
but a good song though.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Never Had No One Ever.
No.
No.
Oh boy. I mean, I saw this bit coming.
But it's awesome though. That every song on that album.
All those choices are great, Justin.
Yeah.
This one I couldn't get rid of. Some Girls Are Bigger Than Others.
Yeah.
I don't have it. But what a crazy song.
I wanted to not.
Yeah.
I wanted to not, because title's a little much, but
it's kind of incredible to come at the end of The Queen is Dead, like to end with, there's something amazing about that song, to just put that at the end of The Queen is Dead.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And am I right to say it was initially a B-side and then added, or there's something about that song?
I don't know that story. That's good though. That makes sense.
I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure, but it's again, Johnny Marr is just unique. The Queen is Dead. His guitar, unbelievable. Yep.
All right. I only got 2 left here. What difference does it make?
Oh
no!
That's one of my favorite songs.
Oh boy. And then last but not least, You Just Haven't Earned It Yet, Baby.
No.
Wow. That was awful.
Brutal.
That was awful. All right. So our chances to look, I should have went under. We got 3.
So 3. Wow.
Yep. I had a feeling that I was going to be, odd man out here a little bit. All right. You want to try to get some more in this convo, Gavin?
Yeah. And I'm not sure. I mean, if we hit the instant replay, I think that you matched with more than you think, Justin. I think that me and Adam are off on some stuff too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Adam, off of Nita's Murder, do you have Well I Wonder?
No.
Okay. Off of their last album, Strange Ways, do you have the first song, A Rush and a Push in the Land Is Ours?
Far out, man. I did. I cut it. Yeah.
I think that song has like no guitar in it or no bass or something. Something weird. Anyway, off of Louder Than Bombs, the B-side to Shakespeare's Sister, do you have Stretch Out and Wait?
No. Don't have that. That's a deep cut, that
It
one.
is, yeah.
That's it?
That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, so what have I... So I've got The Queen is Dead, off The Queen is Dead.
That's
I
a
think
great song. Yeah.
it's
That was
just
a
a
hard.
smack in the face opener. I've also got off Louder Than Bombs. Is It Really So Strange?
Yeah.
Mm.
Then off Strange Ways, Girlfriend in a Coma.
Right.
And then a song that I think has actually become into my favourites through this experience off Strange Ways as well is Last Night I Dreamt That Somebody Loved Me.
Yeah. That's a
That
great
was
song.
absolutely one of my last cuts.
Yeah.
Like,
Me too.
if I had to guess, it was probably number 21
Wow. Okay.
because it was right there. Oh wow.
Well, we've got some work to do, haven't we?
We do.
We have 12 twos.
Yeah.
Oh my
All right,
goodness.
so let's start with our unanimous here. We've got This Charming Man, Heaven Knows I'm Miserable Now, and Please, Please, Please Let Me Get What I Want. So that's a good start. I've got 13 twos that we need to whittle down to a 7. We've got That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore, Nowhere Fast, I Know It's Over, Cemetery Gates, There's a Light That Never Goes Out, Death of a Disco Dancer, Stop Me If You Think You've Heard This One Before, William, It Was Really Nothing, Still Ill, Back to the Old House, Half a Person, Panic, and Unlovable. So, after hearing what we still have left, Gavin, is there something that you're like, man, we can't do this without that song?
So, okay, let's see. So, first album's out. We don't have any twos off the first album.
Mm.
We've got all 3 of our unanimouses are off Hatful of Hollow.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have anything off Mita's Murder. So let me just stop there and say like I would go for That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore or Nowhere Fast. Either of the choices off of Mita's Murder.
All right, Adam, what do you think? Which
Yeah, if I'm choosing off those two, it's a tough one, but I would go with That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore if I was choosing.
All right, let's do that. We won't take out Nowhere Fast yet. We'll let it live another day. So same question to you, Adam. Out of all the ones that are still alive with twos, is there something jumping out at you that you're like, oh man, I can't believe we didn't land that?
Yeah, absolutely there is. And because I declared it as one of my favourites, I Know It's Over.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll fight a pretty hard fight for that one. We haven't got anything off of Queen is Dead anyway at the moment, so.
True.
Yeah.
Any hesitation there, Gavin?
No, none at all. But except the only hesitation would be it would be great if we did this list with nothing off The Queen is Dead. Just to freak out every Smith fan ever. But yeah, that's great. Let's do that.
So let's do that. Let's grab that. What does that get us up to? 5 already? Mm-hmm. All right. At least we have agreeable people here. All right. So, let's tackle these Hatful of Hollows. Are we done with Hatful of Hollows since we got 3?
No, I wouldn't say that yet.
Okay.
Do you? I don't know. That's too soon. Too soon, Justin.
Okay. Well, do we want? So the next level of that question is: do we want to make sure we have everything represented first? Save for the first record, obviously.
I think so. Strange. Should we look at Strange Ways for a second?
Yeah.
What do we got there?
Good.
So, Death of a Disco Dancer versus Stop Me If You Think You've Heard This One Before.
So, I will say Stop Me is probably my least favorite Smith song ever. Wow. Like, I know you guys really like it. I don't know why. I just can't get with that song.
All right. That sounds like strong for Death of a Disco Dancer. What say you, Adam?
I would have I just totally disagree with you, Gavin, on that song.
Yeah.
But I would have still chosen "Death of a Disco Dancer" over it because I think it's a better song.
Okay.
Great.
So let's do that. Again.
We have no other twos off that record, right, Justin?
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
So, and it sounds like let's just go ahead and axe Stop Me.
Wow. You know, that album, I'll just say, is as time goes on, is becoming seen as a bit of a classic album. We've just got one song off it, but that's the way it goes.
Indeed.
No, it's great. Like it
Yeah.
requires reevaluation. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's look at Louder Than Bombs next.
Yeah.
So we've got Half a Person, Panic, and Unlovable.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be fine to take all three of those. You guys, I didn't have Panic. That was a hard cut for me. That was one of the big ones. Like, whatever you guys want to do there, I'm fine with.
All right. And so if we do that, then we have one left. I mean, I'm good with that because I had, let's see, the only one I didn't have was Half a Person. So, what say you, Adam?
Adam, what do you think? I didn't mean to just throw three
Well,
songs.
yeah, no. I'm okay with it. It's more about what we're not leaving room for.
Yeah.
Maybe we should force ourselves to pick two at this stage so that we've got enough spots
Yeah, that sounds
left.
good.
I don't know.
Okay.
So what? Yeah. So what have we got? We got Panic, Half a Person, or Unlovable.
Unlovable and Half a Person are both sad songs, right? And Panic is like a big boisterous hang the DJ song.
Mm-hmm.
So we do Panic and one of the other two.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. And
I was the odd man out. Yeah.
So I'm the odd person out on Unlovable, but I do love it. So it's not unloved by me. So so I basically either Unlovable or Half a Person. You know, to me, it's neck and neck. But I think Panic should go in. I think Panic is it's a bit of a banger as well.
Yeah, so, it's a banger.
Yeah.
Justin, you want to pick Half a Person and Unlovable? You want to flip a coin or something?
Let's take Unlovable. That way we have, Half a Person still has a chance because there's still two spots left. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're looking at Nowhere Fast, Cemetery Gates. There's a light that never goes out. William, It Was Really Nothing. Still Ill. Back to the Old House. Half a Person. So let me ask the other way around. Is there something that I just read off, Gavin, that you're going, this at this point stands no chance?
No.
Is there something jumping out at you that you're like, we gotta have this?
Adam, we can do the big song if you want.
Yeah. I feel like I know it would sort of be rock and roll to not have The Queen Is Dead represented much, but it does need more than one song.
Yeah.
Like it is seen as, one of the best albums of all time. It's got to have a bit more representation, I think.
You want to do There's a Light?
All right.
I think There's a Light. I mean, I love Cemetery Gates, but I think There's a Light is probably it should be there. Yep.
Yeah, I think you're right.
All right. So now it's the showdown. Is there one that you really want to fight for here? Either of you at the end here?
Let me think for a second on that. So I guess for me, I'm looking at, I might be looking at Nowhere Fast off of Mita's Murder.
Okay.
I don't know. This is, it's a Sophie's choice, right? I mean, what the
Yeah.
hell? What are you thinking, Adam?
Well, I was thinking about your tattoo, Still Ill, because I just seen the lyrics on that one. And it's just such a. Have we got? I suppose we've got Panic. So Panic maybe covers that smack in the face kind of. I just want that kind of. You know what I mean? We don't want to have just the sad ones. Make sure we've got something that does smack you in the face a bit. Still Ill is definitely that. So, but Nowhere Fast as well. Look. We've got 2 spots left, haven't we?
We've got one now.
Oh, one, have we?
Yeah, there's a light that never goes out. Went in.
Justin, will you? I think I'm missing. Will you tell me the 2s that are left?
Sure. Let's see. We got Nowhere Fast, Cemetery Gates, William, It Was Really Nothing, Still Ill, Back to the Old House, and Half a Person.
Okay. So
it sounds to me like it's Nowhere Fast versus Still Ill.
We throw out Cemetery Gates. We throw out Half a Person.
Yeah.
We throw out William. We throw out Back to the Old House. So Still Ill or Nowhere Fast? I don't care. I'm never going to argue against anything off Half Full of Hollow. So, but it just means we have one song off of Beat is Murder, and it's a slow. It's like that joke isn't funny anymore. So it's letting a little bit from that, but that's okay. I mean,
we haven't really represented that rockabilly sound, which is a really good argument for Nowhere Fast, I think. Actually, when I think about it. So maybe we should chuck that one on.
All right, let's do it then.
All right, thanks. That's a radical move. I like it.
Easily agreeable. And now we have 10. All right, I'm going to run it down here. This charming man, heaven knows I'm miserable now. Please, please, please let me get what I want. That joke isn't funny anymore. I know it's over. Death of a disco dancer. Panic. Unlovable. There's a light that never goes out. And Nowhere Fast. Now, Gavin, of those 10, which one do you think is the one?
Okay. I forgot about this part of the game. Well, right away, this charming man jumps out right at him.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
And I think there's a light. Obviously, you can't ignore that would jump out. I know it's over. Death of Panic. Yeah, it's between those 2, in my opinion.
All right, what do you think?
And I would vote for this charming man out of those 2.
Yeah, I think it is over. There's those 2. If there was a third in the race, I probably would chuck Panic in there.
Yeah.
But I think I'm thinking about the end of year thing too, Justin, which seems to be what everyone's doing each week now. I've noticed it's becoming a bit competitive. I would go with this charming man on that basis.
I think you got to catch their attention right off the bat, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that definitely does that. I think it stands a better chance in the best of episode. So,
Justin, was that one that you'd heard before, or that you didn't know was suspicious? You never heard that ever?
I guess maybe in passing, but it didn't light anything in me. Like when I heard it, I didn't go, oh, I think I heard this before. But now that I think about it, I kind of vaguely recall it. So maybe it's something that I kind of heard in passing on the radio or something. So, well, there we go. This charming man is our number 1. Let me go back to our list here. This charming man, heaven knows I'm miserable now. Please, please, please let me get what I want. That joke isn't funny anymore. I know it's over. Death of a disco dancer. Panic. Unlovable. There's a light that never goes out. And Nowhere Fast. Let's let this charming man get a moment in the sun, hopefully.
So much about these things. He knows so much about these things.
Boom. Just like that. Well, I'm pretty sure if you've listened to this that you want to yell at us. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
The best place to do that, honestly, is to come into the Discord chat and hit the deprogram tab and say, hey, you guys are wrong. It's fine. This isn't easy, I'm telling you. But you can do that by going to legionofstupid.com. At the bottom there is a Discord icon. You click that, it'll take you. It's an invite link. It'll take you right to our Discord. You can join our server and come chat with us. It'd be a fun times. While you're there at the site, though, if you would like to sign up and do a show yourself, hey, you just scroll up to the top, podcasts, deprogrammed, and while you're there, episodes are there. If you want to listen to them there, that's fine. You can also scroll down just a little bit. There's a sign-up sheet. Tell me what band you want to talk about. If it's one we haven't talked about yet, we'll get you in line. Things are slow moving right now because of summer. But we are going to, because this is going to be out in August. But on the other side of that, we will get moving in fall, and I will get you in. I promise. It will happen. Also, if you would like to support financially, patreon.com/ohijustin is a great place to do that. You get some audio content there, including but not limited to After the Fact, which we will record immediately following this episode. Also, you can, we're a podcast, so subscribe, rate, comment, all that stuff is appreciated. You can give a 5-star review on Spotify now, and it just helps the algorithm see us more. So if you like the show, I'd very much appreciate it if you would do that. But to me, the absolute best way that you can help this show is by telling somebody that you listen to it. Hey, I listened to Deprogrammed, and you could too. I would appreciate that more than words could ever convey. So thank you so much for listening. I appreciate that. And with that, dismiss. Learn them and love them, people. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.